what's going on, team? It's Ricky with Technical Solutions. Hope that you guys are all having an amazing weekend. You guys are probably partying it up. Just kidding, we're still under quarantine. As America is slowly opening back its borders and slowly getting back into business, I've actually heard really good news of certain states actually reopening gyms and reopening restaurants and getting one step closer to getting America back up and running. So that's super exciting news, but one of the things that I want to talk about in this video is one of the commodities that has had the most negative effect because of this overall outbreak has been oil and overall crude oil. And as many of you guys saw, crude oil went negative. And for those that don't understand what that means, pretty much there was an oversupply and not enough demand because not enough people were traveling. Therefore, as supply continued, there was a surplus and there wasn't any place for these companies to store the oil. So therefore, they actually had to pay other companies to store that oil so they didn't meet max capacity. That's a very simple breakdown on what kind of happened before those oil futures expired. One of the things that I want to talk about is this shouldn't be a surprise. Crude oil and oil itself has been very bearish for the past 3 to 4 months. So if you guys look at the 180-day chart for /CL on the TOS platform, you guys can see that crude oil has been bearish. Not only has it been affected because of this overall outbreak of the coronavirus, but on top of that, there's this kind of oil war between Saudi Arabia and Russia. And one of the things that I'm hearing a lot of people say is like, oh, well, this can't last forever. Every article that I've read says everything but that. Saudi Arabia and Russia have both said that they have enough capital to prolong this battle for 6 years. So one of the questions you might ask is, with all this oil war going on, why don't they just stop producing oil so again, it kind of meets where the demand is at with the current supply that we have? It's much more difficult than that when you have two oil powerhouses that are really trying to dominate the entire market. So therefore, they can really bring down the price to beat out the other companies that are trying to compete with their specific oil prices. But one of the oil companies that I want to talk about is the world's largest publicly traded oil company and has a market cap of 175 billion. It is Exxon Mobil, and it is the one that I added to my watch list. But before you share your opinion on what you think about my choice, so this is ticker symbol XOM. I actually linked an article below that talks about the top 10 publicly traded stocks. And I wouldn't even stop there. You guys know that I'm all about sharing my opinion, and just because I see value in something doesn't mean that you should either. But what I think would be great is if you were to take time, learn more about these other 10 publicly traded companies and select whichever one you see the most value in. There is no question that oil prices have been affected because of this overall pandemic. But when it comes down to multi-billion-dollar corporations like Exxon Mobil, yeah, when oil went negative, it did drop the prices, but not significantly. So one of the things that I'm noticing is Exxon Mobil is already trying to show signs of a reversal, as many other oil companies are as well. And there is no question that they offer great upside margin. In comparison to what Exxon Mobil offers, it's a little bit over 50%, which again, for a long-term investment for a quality company with the largest market cap at 175 billion, it meets certain criteria that I personally see value in, and that's simply why I'm sharing it. What I do want to remind you is it is still bearish as the overall crude oil market is. And one of the things that I personally have a big focus on is trading ETFs. For all my day traders out there, please understand that day trading ETFs, especially leveraged ETFs, come at a greater form of risk. I want to share two ETFs with you. USO is a long crude oil ETF, which means that if crude oil drops, then so does USO. In comparison to an inverse ETF that actually goes up when crude oil goes down. And that is ticker symbol SCO. And the reason that I'm talking about this, we don't know how long this battle for crude oil is going to last. So therefore, I think it's important to have your list of companies and have your list of stocks that you want to invest in long term when it comes down to oil. Don't even just stop with this video. But on top of that, for those day traders, there's no question that with, again, current prices and current volatility, there's great intraday opportunity for those that see value in it. So therefore, I also wanted to talk about the specific ETFs and inverse ETFs that go up and down when crude oil prices go up and down. Therefore, you're able to take advantage of intraday opportunity if you see value in it. And on top of that, you can set aside long-term investments for companies or oil companies that you personally see value in. So it's kind of like a win-win, especially if you see value in both sides. I really hope that I earned your thumbs up. Don't forget to smash that like button, especially if you're partying it up during this quarantine. One of the best things that we can do during this off time, especially when great opportunity is among us, is to sit down and learn more about markets and areas in which that we see value in. So I hope that this video just gets you one step closer to your overall goal. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I do upload new videos every single day. Turn on those post notifications so you get alerted when I go live. I'm going to be going live tomorrow for our Sunday Stock Talk. breaking down the top 10 stocks that our group members see value in, and you don't want to miss it. Don't forget to join our free investing group. That's going to be that second link down below. It's free. We have over 262,000 members on our free Facebook group, and if you want to stay connected, that's a great way to do so. Like always, team, let's make sure that you end the year on a green note. Take it easy.